All right, so just a little quick history, because this is quite unique for me. StartUpsHK, I don't know if you remember the organization that I started here in Hong Kong. We started our first event in this room. 500 people showed up that first thing 10 years ago. And this July, we will be doing 18,000 people at Rise at the Convention Center, all around this stuff. So it's amazing how far it's grown. And I've been introducing startups for 10 years to pitch on stage. And so I'm very excited to be here again with Silicon Dragon and Eric and Ambit. So this is an unusual pitch because no slides. He's got 3 minutes to kind of talk about what he's doing. Right? Ready for that? And then we have some VCs in the audience that might ask some questions.
2 minutes for feedback from the VC judges here.
Great. So one more round of applause for Eric.
Yeah, Eric, come more center stage there. Okay. Now we can see you real well.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Eric. I'm Eric Young. I'm the founder of Ambit Geospatials. We are a B2B company. We capture city data. We capture city data from the sky and also from the ground. We use aerial solution. We use terrestrial solutions to capture the data, and that becomes our major business. Our major clients are government and corporate, and these are the organizations that require high resolutions, highly accurate spatial data of our city. I think every people here know most of the cities going to go for smart city applications. But I don't know how many of you noticed that when we are doing smart city in Hong Kong, there's a new strategy in the Hong Kong government. They focus much more on data, on the city data, on the city data information. They want to form a very strong foundation and infrastructure, which is a high resolution, highly accurate spatial data, to make it as a foundation to support the spatial city and the smart city application. And this is our major business. For the past 5 years, we set up our company. We noticed that there is a change in the technology on data acquisitions from 2D to 3D and to much more highly automated approach. So under that situation, we formed our company. Most of our staff are geospatial background. And for me personally, I got a master's degree in geospatial and geography. And for the past 4 to 5 years, we have been working with a department, Hong Kong, especially Hong Kong government department, which mainly involved in infrastructure development. For example, civil engineering department, lands department, planning department. These are the major users, and they get a lot of money to buy our data and our service, and that forms about 80% of our revenue. And then another 20% of our revenues come from the solution. At the same time, we use the solution to capture the data. However, for some of the high-level clients where they have an in-house capability, they will buy our solution. For example, our aerial surveying technology, which is a patent technology, we use it in manned helicopter to capture 80% of the city information of Hong Kong. At the same time, we get a mini version to minimize it, to make it on a drone, to make it for aerial surveying. So we sell these kind of mini version of our patent technology to our client, so they need to carry out the work by themselves. So we are running very good now, and we can operate by ourselves, and we got to make real profit this year. For last year, we made 1.2 million Hong Kong dollar profits. This is the first time we make profits since our 4 years of operation. It shows one thing. First is our technology is mature enough, and second is the market is ready. And we foresee there will be a very strong booming on the market. If you notice the most recent report on the budget plan from the Hong Kong government, according to our financial secretary, and he will invest at least $300 million on spatial data in Hong Kong. So that forms a very special and very large target for our company. For the coming 2 and 3 years, the government is going to form an extremely high resolution 3D city model. And very likely this model will be the world leading. The reason is that Hong Kong is a very confined city. When you want to create this kind of high resolution data, if your geographic size is very large, it's very challenging. You come to the situation that Hong Kong is a good size, small enough, highly populated, highly condensed. So with enough budget, just like what the government is doing, we are going to build a very high resolution 3D spatial data in Hong Kong in 3 years' time. And in the coming 3 years, we foresee there will have 10 projects coming out from the government, from the lands department, from the planning, and from the civil engineering department. We are winning that, but our problem is we don't have a strong scale, strong enough labor to capture all. So we come here to do the pitching, and we hope that we can have an investor that will have sharing the same vision like us and would like to invest more on smart city, and we're looking forward to talk to you more. And thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Eric.
We have our two judges here, and yes.
Go ahead. Start. Yeah, sure. So actually, special data is kind of like a quite heated sector in China recently as well, and it sounds like so government is also one of the very important sources for the client group, right? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
So in terms of scaling, as you mentioned that you did like 1.2 million Hong Kong dollars in profit last year, right? So which is pretty good for startup. But in terms of scaling, if you want to go like 100 times bigger, so you have to scale government by government, right? So what is like the roadmap for scaling?
The profit is small. The reason is that the market is just about to become mature. For the previous 2 to 3 years, it is kind of a starting and a transition period. At that time, our client noticed about this new technology, but they are hesitating. Just like this morning, a lot of the audience say Hong Kong is conservative. Yes, Hong Kong government is conservative. But when they decide to implement the things, they do it very seriously. That's just what I mentioned is the new budgetary plan that we will have a $300 million invested on the spatial data. For the previous 4 years, I would look at it more like an R&D research period for my company. At the same time, is for the market requires some time to implement, adopt, and to test, to explore whether that technology really useful. At least in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong government do it in that way. To a certain extent, I don't think it is not good, because once they decide this is the way to go, we will invest more. This is something different from in Singapore. In Singapore, people think that you are very smart because the Singapore government is very brave. We found new things, we don't know whether it's good. No problem. We do a pilot project. Try it. That's why it gives you a feeling that Singapore is very smart. But when we come to large project, long terms of implementation, and even implement the technology into the workflow of the government, Hong Kong government is doing very good. But the drawback is that they make the decisions low because you are doing an extremely large investment. That explains why our profit is low. But starting from this year, for the coming 3 years, that will be a game-changing environment. So if you are ready for capture smart city and data information and have a good solution, you will have a very good day in Hong Kong. But nowadays, actually, we are facing a lot of competitors from overseas. But for local, it's not that much. Thank you.
All right, that's all the time we have, Eric. Thanks a lot. That was great. I think very, very good, very well spoken. Round of applause for Eric, please. Yes. All right, and now our second startup pitch. We're going to invite Paco up from Pickup.io. Round of applause.
Hey, hi guys. My name is Paco. I'm co-founder of Pickup. So Pickup is a logistic platform company, and we do like logistic delivery, and then we are a cloud source business model. So we focus on last mile delivery for the past 2 years. We are a Hong Kong company. Now we expanded our business to Singapore, Malaysia, and also Vietnam. We are also going to expand to Thailand very soon. And then we start our business with 4-hour delivery service. And then right now we work with numbers of logistic companies globally to help them do the last mile delivery. You may have a question in mind, how are we different from GoGo and Lalamove or Grab delivery in Southeast Asia? Let me share with you one example. When I attend a meeting with a really big e-commerce platform in Southeast Asia, they have a question for me. They're saying, "Hey Paco, I actually worked with one of the companies before. You mentioned it before. They're really big. They have over 50,000 riders in the town, and they screw up our 1,000 delivery in a day. How are you, be so confident, you can be better than them?" So what we are doing in Hong Kong, for example, one Valentine's Day, or in Singapore or in Malaysia, we are actually doing more than 2,000 order in one city. So we also did it, before 2 p.m. because all the girls, all the ladies, they do not expect to receive all the flowers at 6 p.m. right? Because they need to talk about that during the lunchtime. So, but how did we do that? We have our own technology. We have 4 technical pillars. So I don't have too much time here. If you're interested, we can talk separately. But what I want to share with you is that we have the capability to finish, all the orders. I mean, work with logistic company. Logistic company, including DHL, UPS, or RMS, they're all global logistic company. Jack Ma once said before, logistic industry is one of the, greatest industries in the upcoming 10 years because of the e-commerce boom. So I guess that's the value of our company. So for us, for the customer profile, other than logistic company, we also work with e-commerce platform. We also work with SME, also brands like L'Occitane, J.Crew, G2000, Net-a-Porter, Mr. Potter, so many of them. If you are interested, come to me. And then our business, our revenue model includes, we take up, like a commission from the delivery, 25 to 35% per order. We also outsource our software to all the logistic companies as a SaaS model. And then last but not least, we also have some cross-border delivery like pillars upcoming. So right now we are doing more than 60 to 80,000 orders monthly. So we are having a good chance. As for our milestone, we got the support from Alibaba Entrepreneur Fund in Hong Kong. So we hope we can expand more to Southeast Asia. So in terms of the capital raisings, we are looking for 5 to 10 million upcoming, and then we are expecting our business growth would be 5 to 6 times in 12 months time, given our current pipeline and also the contract on hand. So the monies we are going to raise is for 3 perspectives. The first one is to speed up some API integration with the logistic companies because when we work with them, we need to have API integration. That is our value as well compared to our competitors like Google and Alamove, because I would say we are actually the one of the very first platform really work with the logistic company, those big ones. The second thing is that we want to use the money to expand to Thailand. We actually have a regional MOU with one of the big e-commerce platform. Last but not least, we are going to develop cross-border partnership as well. So that's all. Thanks.
Okay, I just have, sorry, one quick question for you. So what is your proprietary, are you more a software company? Are you an enterprise SaaS or B2B software company? Or are you in the logistics supply chain management company where you're working with big commerce platforms? So what are you?
Yeah, a very good question. I think we try to do logistics in a technical way. We try to use technology to revamp the industry. I'm actually the one who go to attend all the clients' meetings. In logistic industry, a lot of them, they are really experienced guide, old man, or they're really no. I mean they're really experienced and they're really kind and nice, and then I learned a lot from them. But they do things in a very, very traditional way. And for logistics, there are so much opportunities, and then we try to do things in a different way. People always ask me, "Hey, are you going to replace the traditional logistics?" We cannot. We are just going to compromise. With them, and then try to do things in a better or in a more efficient way. So to minimize the costs and also to improve the efficiency. So I would say we actually have the technology to improve the efficiency. Right now we do down to the earth operation, but on the other hand, one of our revenue model is we really outsource the software to the logistic as well.
Great, thank you. Okay, I think that's all the time we have, right? A round of applause.